Good morning and welcome to Children's Time. This is Pentecost Sunday, so I wanted to retell you the story of Pentecost. Pentecost comes in the book of Acts in the Bible, which is right after Jesus died and was resurrected. When Jesus was still alive, he promised his followers that when he was gone, the gift of God's Spirit, the Holy Spirit, would be with us. We would never be alone. God's Spirit would be with us as a friend, an advocate, always burning in our lives. So this story, it started with a bunch of people from all over the world, visitors from everywhere speaking different languages, and they felt a rush of wind. So I brought a little fan. Can you help me make a rush of wind? Then they felt what they saw were like flames of fire burning above people, burning in their hearts. They were on fire for God's love. Here's my fire. And fire symbolized their passion and energy and their connecting with God's Spirit. And it made them be able to speak in their own languages, but understand everybody around them. They were connected despite being from different languages and places. They were connected through God's Spirit. It was the birth of the Christian church. So I brought some cake icing too, because it's the birthday of the whole church is Pentecost Sunday. And then they began to baptize people. Peter spoke to the crowd and baptized thousands of people into the Christian church, into our church. And God's Spirit has remained as part of the church and in our lives. God's Spirit is always blowing through our lives and burning in our hearts. And we can celebrate the birth of the church on this Pentecost Sunday. So we often do that by wearing red. So I put my red blanket down. And we do it by saying happy birthday church, maybe singing it. And we do it by remembering that God's Spirit is still alive and well in the world today. We just have to be in tune with it and remember that God's Spirit is right in our hearts. And we've had to learn that this year. Even though we haven't been in our church building, we've still been the church in the world. Our church building may have closed, but the church has never closed. It's been alive and well with God's Spirit, with you, and in our community. So we celebrate this Pentecost Sunday and how God is still with us in the work in the world.